Good morning. So now I'm going to explain the topic that is air pollution. So in this topic, I'm going to explain what is air pollution, what are the major sources for air pollution, and what are the major effects of air pollution, and how to control air pollution. So these are the steps I'll follow to explain in this topic. So air pollution, excess discharge of undesirable foreign substances into the atmospheric air, adversely affecting the quality of air and causing damage to human, plants, and animals. So this is what air pollution. That means a substance that is released into the atmosphere. That is there are three states are there. One is solid state, another one is liquid state, another one is gas state. These are the three states. So the undesirable foreign substance, this is an external substance, and that substance is present in a gas space and released into the atmosphere. And if it is creates or damages quality of air and its impact on human, plants, and animals, then it is defined as air pollution. So this is again another definition of air pollution. So in this, as I already told, any solid, liquid, or gaseous substances present in the atmosphere in such a concentration as may be or tend to be injurious to human beings or the or other living creatures or plants, property, or environment. This is air pollution. So air pollutant, what is air pollutant? The substance which creates pollution is called a pollutant. So if it creates a, if it is a air pollution, then the substance is a air pollutant. So these air pollutants are mainly classified into two categories. One is primary air pollutants and another one is secondary air pollutants. So what is primary air pollutants? The poisonous gases and undesirable chemicals which cause air pollution. Already told in the definition. The carbon particles from unburned fuels, ammonia, sulfur dioxide, hydrocarbons, oxides of nitrogen, and carbon and lead. These are primary pollutants. And what is secondary pollutants? So in the secondary pollutants, these primary pollutants may react with the remaining gases and produce a different composition or different compounds. That is secondary pollutants. For examples, in bright sunlight, nitrogen oxides, suppose NO2 may react with the oxygen and convert it into NOx gases. Like that, oxygen and hydrocarbons, photochemical reactions in presence of sunlight, and powerful oxidants, ozone, aldehydes, sulfuric acid, pan, peroxyacetyl nitrate, peroxides. So these are the secondary pollutants. Is the major differentiation between air pollutants and primary pollutants and secondary pollutants. So the major sources for air pollutions are: one is chemical fertilizers, plants, refrigerators, paper mills, industries. So the gas is released from the industries simply, and the chemicals, organic chemicals released into the atmosphere, low boiling liquids. So these are the major sources. And in source areas are dry cleaners. There's also releases because so we are in the dry cleaners. Again, we are using organic substances. That is petroleum products, byproducts we are using. So that is a small amount of print shops, paint materials also, electroplating, domestic and commercial industrial fuels. Domestic fuels, we are using wood is a fuel substance that is for the domestic, and for the industrial, we are using either LPG gas or CNG gas, mm, or coal substance. to generate electricity, that is industrial. And mobile sources, automobiles, you are using petrol or diesel in the automobiles, again it releases huge amount of carbon dioxide. And if the fuel substance contains a sulfur or nitrogen, and again it releases NOx and SOx gases. And railways, again we are using coal substance or diesel engines. Diesel is a main fuel substance in the railways. And airways, again that is the fuel substance, petroleum. And equipments, farm equipments like tractors. So these are the mobile sources. And natural sources, natural dust, storm, volcanoes, that is volcanic eruptions. So sea salt dispersion, forest gas, that is forest fires, and agricultural burnings. So these are the major sources for the air pollution. So what is the impact of air pollution? Why we are studying this topic? So this is the impacts. These are the few impacts. Impact on human health is it irritates respiratory tracts because we are in the respiration process we are absorbing carbon dioxide, absorbing oxygen and releases carbon dioxide. So it irritates respiratory tracts and irritation in eyes, nose, and throat. Lead particles cause lead poisoning. Lead is a heavy metal, and again it causes lead poisoning. Cadmium particles, cadmium is also a heavy metal. It, it causes to cardiovascular diseases, kidney and liver damage. Nickel particles, that is damages the respiratory tracts. And mercury, central nervous system, kidney and brain. Radioactive substances affects future generations because in the radioactive substances which changes the genes, so it it affects the future generations. And next one, effects of air pollution on animals. Breeding particles, coated plants like fluorine, lead, arsenic poisoning, lead poisoning, bronchitis, lack of appetite in pet animals. On plants, so spraying pesticides, we are using organic pesticides, DD, for example DDT, organic manure, and agricultural applications affects growth of plants, which destroys the chlorophyll formation and disturbs the photosynthesis process. And sulfur dioxide, this decreases the chlorophyll content and causes chlorosis. And NO2, permanent leaf fall. Ozone is the necrosis. Dead area on leaf damages the leaves. How to control air pollution? By planting more trees, reducing vehicle exhaust, and using less polluting fuels, for example CNGs, and using mass transport or public transport, and removal of particulate matter using electrostatic precipitator, precipitators, cyclone filters, and bag filters. Industrial areas should be sited far away from the residential areas. So that we can, the impact, the air pollution impact or the smoke impact on the public is, we can minimize that one. And suitable chemical methods applied to remove hydrocarbons, green, by introducing green chemistry principles, we can we can replace the organic molecular reactions into aqueous reactions. And multi-stage combustion process is to remove oxides of nitrogen. So these are the to control air pollution. And another one, the coal fuel should be replaced with the gas fuel and control air pollution. So in the gases fuels, high percentage of carbon is there. And next one, sulfur may present as an impurity and nitrogen may present as an impurity. So when the coal substance is in the combustion process, the sulfur is also involved in the combustion, and nitrogen also involved in the combustion, and releases SOx and NOx gases into the atmosphere. So this SOx gases, initially it is sulfur dioxide, and when it is reacted with the oxygen, it's converted into sulfur trioxide. And if it is reacted with the if it is reacted with the water vapor, it converts into sulfuric acid. Similarly for the nitric acid, these are the responsible for the acid rains. The automobiles must be designed with emission control system by using filters, or by implementing electric vehicles, we can reduce the pollution. The waste must be removed and recycled in the industrial plants and refineries. So if the waste is generated, like coal substance, it also releases small particles into the atmosphere, reduce the waste materials. And plants like pine and ripes needs to be planted to metabolize the nitrogen oxides and other pollutants. So for example, pine trees absorbs the nitrogen oxides. So these are the few controlling methods to reduce air pollution. So already I told the total one. What is air pollution? I mean, it's a foreign substance which causes a severe damage to human health. It's undesirable change in the atmosphere, and it changes the quality of air, and it finally causes to human beings, plants, and animals. And that is defined as air pollution. So again, these air pollutants are classified into two types. One is primary pollutant, and the one is secondary pollutants. And the sources are natural sources and man-made sources. And the classification is gases. Pollutants are gases pollutants and particulate pollutants. Particulate pollutants, that is smog. Effects of air pollution already explained. Effect on human health, animals, plants, materials, and climate. So in the effect on human health, irritation in eyes, diseases related to lungs, and in animals also similar, and in plants, so which decrease the efficiency of the photosynthesis process. On materials, when it is SOx or NOx gases are reacted with the water vapor and converted into acid rain, this severely impacts the materials, and it leads to corrosion and climatic changes. And when the climate, the pure water, the hydrological process, the pure water, if it is the pH value of the pure water is that is nearly 6.5 to 7 in between. So when the acidic components like SOx or NOx gases are present, so it changes the rainwater pH value, and finally it reaches to the land and changes the pH value of the soil. That is the impact on the climate. And how to control air pollution, that is already explained, by planting trees, by using electric vehicles, and by using cyclone collectors and electrostatic precipitators. So we can easily reduce the air pollution. Thank you.